Hi, this is Camille Scott with Xeno Enthusiast, and today I want to talk about a little assignment that my interpretation teacher proposed to us. And that was for us to think of a time when we saw an interpreter in a movie, portrayed in a movie or in a TV show, and to discuss that and talk about, the stereotypes that come along with that, with interpreting. So the scene that came to mind was the scene in Lost in Translation. So I don't know if you're familiar with this film. It's probably, about 20 years old, and it's a Sofia Coppola film. And Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson star in it. And Scarlett Johansson is so young in this, and she's just absolutely stunning. She's so young and beautiful. And so they play these Americans that are kind of thrown into a situation together in Japan. And it's not really a film for everybody because it leaves you feeling really swimmy and confused. But I think that Sofia Coppola did that on purpose because that's kind of how you feel when you're in a situation or a context where you don't understand everything that's going on around you. You don't understand the language and you don't understand things culturally. It's so, you're so out of sorts and out of place. And the feel of the film is something that I really like about the film, but a lot of people didn't like it for that same reason, because it does kind of make you feel uncomfortable. But the scene that came to mind was where Bill Murray's character is this older, kind of washed up American actor, celebrity guy that still has a following in Japan. And so they've hired him to film these commercials for a high-end Japanese whiskey. And so he's sitting on the on the set, he's in his tuxedo and he's holding this glass of whiskey on the rocks, sitting in a leather armchair, and it looks like he's kind of in this men's study. And there's the director is Japanese, and he's telling Bill Murray, that he needs to say his lines with all this intensity and have it bubble up inside him and rise up and have the intensity come out and the passion come out. And he kind of starts yelling at him, and expressing how, like, don't you know how expensive this whiskey is and how fine this whiskey is, and you really need to portray that in telling your lines. And then the translator or the interpreter just interprets that as look directly into the camera and say your line. And Bill Murray kind of looks at her and is like, wait, are you sure that's all that he said? Because it sounded like he said so much more than just that. And as a student of interpretation, of course, and somebody who grew up bilingual, it struck me as really funny because you do see a lot of situations like that especially when you know both languages, where something gets misinterpreted or something doesn't get interpreted at all, because the interpreter either can't express all of that, or in this case, I think she was just trying to be polite, and so she didn't interpret the full thing. But this is something that I really, really find fascinating about languages and knowing several languages is, what kind of ideas you have access to that the other person is trying to share, and where language can fall short. So anyway, I'm going to do a couple more videos that are about interesting problems with interpretation and other funny stories about interpretation. So that's something for you to look forward to here on Xeno Enthusiast. If you've seen anything like that before, you speak two languages and you've seen something translated in kind of a weird way, or it might have even been amusing or comical, or it might have been actually something painful where the person really missed out important information, let me know. Give me a little comment about that. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that. All right, I'll see you next time.